Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kim. I have with me today Diane Brantley, who is with Lydia's Place. Diane, thank you so much for being with us. If you would tell us just a little bit about Lydia's Place and what is your role with Lydia's Place?
Kim, thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be able to share about Lydia's Place. I am the executive director, and Lydia's Place serves young adults ages 17 to 24 that have either aged out of foster care and they find themselves homeless. In some cases, they never were in foster care, but they still find themselves with housing insecurity. And our young adults slash students are working on their next level of education, whether it be a 4-year degree, a 2-year degree, technical school, on the job training, a GED. And believe it or not, we even have 17-year-olds who are still in high school living in our program. So some of them are working on their high school diploma. Um, as these young adults live in our housing, we help them get part-time jobs. We help them with their education. We provide tutoring, counseling, all the things that they may need. But something that's really cool that we do, I think that sets us apart, is we also teach them basic living or basic life skills that, say, you and I probably got from the time we were 2 years old until now, modeled for us over and over and over again, that most of our kids did not get. They all come from a trauma background. So we're really trying to cram in those life skills between ages 17 to 24, where you and I had our whole life to learn it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, how did you get involved in this?
So back in 2017, when Lydia's Place was first formed, my husband and I served on the founding board. Our founder is April Farlow. She's a personal friend of mine, known her for many years. And so we served on her very first board for about 2.5 years. And we've just been engaged in Lydia's Place. And about 2 years ago, they were having a change in their staff. And she reached out to me to ask if I would come on board for about 3 or 4 months to be the interim director. And needless to say, 2 years later, I'm still here. I love my job. It's an incredible organization. And I couldn't be more honored to be a part of it.
So, what do you love about it?
All the things. So we get to work very heavily in the community. So our community consists of Oconee County and Athens Clarke County, and we have amazing volunteers, lots of them, that reach out and help us, support us, help us to grow, help us to work with our students in many different facets. And then I have an incredible board that I get to work with on a monthly basis and an amazing staff. We have 5 people that service staff at Lydia's Place. And it's a treasure each day to get to work with them. But the most important part is seeing the life change in our students, seeing them learn to be able to trust again, to be able to believe in themselves. Most of them have been told over and over and over again in their lifetime that they're not going to amount to anything, or they're not going to be able to uh, become anything. And we are totally breaking down those walls and those barriers. And it's incredible to see the difference.
Wow.
That's my favorite part.
Ah, getting me teary-eyed over here. Um, yeah, I have learned, having that support base is so important, and so many kids don't have it, like you said, whether it's because they came through foster or whatever other reason. I'm going to take a quick stop here because this is Coffee with Kim. So my question that I should have asked you is, are you a coffee drinker?
I am so a coffee drinker, and I have to show you my little Lydia's Place
Oh,
mug.
cute.
I
Love it.
drink 2 cups of coffee every morning, and my staff makes fun of me because sometimes the 2 cups of coffee can take me all the way to lunchtime, and it'll get cold, and I'll reheat it, and it'll get cold, and I reheat it. But I'll tell you what, my favorite coffee is from Central America.
Okay.
I have 5 children, and my youngest 2 are adopted, and they were born in Guatemala. So I love Central American coffee. And my goal in life is to learn how to drink it black. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So I still have to put something in my coffee, but I wish I could drink it black.
Yeah, I'm not there yet either, so that's
I don't know if I'll ever be there, but coffee is probably my favorite thing I do in the mornings. I look forward to it.
I'm gonna have to run by and get me one of those coffee cups.
I'll save you one for sure.
Thank you. So, talking about young people ages 17 through 24, let's imagine that there's someone 17 through 24 watching this, or maybe someone who knows someone of that age group who is homeless and could use your services. How do they get in touch with you?
Great question. So, students or anyone that is interested in Lydia's Place, whether it be trying to enter our program as a student or becoming a volunteer, they can find out almost everything they need on our website, which is Lydia's Place, Lydia's dash place.com. And there's a section on there for students that they can click on, and it will give them all the information they need. But the way they find out most of the time, if they're in high school, we work really closely with the high school counselors. The high school counselors know that we are a resource, and so they sometimes will refer them to us. DFACS sometimes refers to us, as well as college campus directors. And we've been around long enough now that, believe it or not, on campus, word of mouth.
Now, do you have certain campuses you've worked with, maybe more so than others, or is it?
Yes. Any campus around Athens, Georgia, is where we provide housing. All of our housing right now is in Athens, Clarke County, and it's on the bus line because most of our students do not have cars, so they have to be able to get to school and they have to be able to get to their jobs through the bus or Uber, things like that. We work with colleges all over the state of Georgia. We supply supplies that college students need when they enter the dorm. So we do that for almost every college campus in the state of Georgia. But as far as
Wow.
our housing goes, it's in Athens, Clarke County. And so that's how Athens Tech, University of Georgia, UNG, Piedmont, Clark Central, Cedar Shoals, Oconee, and North Oconee are who we, provide most of our housing with.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot, especially when you talk about the whole state of Georgia. Do you have any upcoming events or things happening?
We do. Actually, we have three fundraisers a year that are very important to Lydia's Place. In the fall, we have our big gala that we do every year, but in the spring, we have a clay shoot, like a sporting clay shoot.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's coming up on April the 25th. If anyone is interested out there that would like to put a team in, it's a really, really fun day for a great cause. They can find that information on our website or by calling our office. But that is coming up on Friday, April the 25th. And then something really cool that we do, this is a little niche that we've been doing now for 3 years. It's called Lemonade with Lydia's Place Lemonade, and it's in the summer. And so any age, elementary school, middle, high school kid can do a lemonade stand. And we have about 60 or 70 lemonade stands that throughout the area in the summer. And we give prizes for most creative drink, most creative stand, all the things. And it teaches kids to learn how to give back. So they'll come in May and pick up their packet, and they can do their lemonade stand anytime they want throughout the summer. And then we have a big awards ceremony at the end. And we usually raise between $15,000 and $20,000
Wow.
on lemonade stands. It's picking
Wow.
up and getting traction. The first year we did it, I think we only raised about $7,000 or $8,000, and we're like, this is crazy. So we did it again, doubled our money, and so we're looking forward to doing that again this summer.
Cool. That's great. Tell me a success story from 2024, or I would imagine the success story doesn't happen in one year. It's an accumulation, but what's uh what's a
That
success?
is exactly right. Three come to mind. This past year was the first year that we have had 100% of our high school seniors graduate from high school. 100%. That is totally beating the national odds. If you look at the statistics on kids that age out of foster care on the national average, we are skyrocketing on that statistic, and we're super proud of it. So this was the first time we had 100%. Another success story, and this is happening right now. We have an individual that's working on their 4-year education at the University of Georgia, 4.0, double major. They're graduating in May, already have a paid internship that's going to turn into their permanent job. And this student has a really, really cool story about how they ended up at Lydia's Place. To really see them on the fast track to getting their 4-year degree is super exciting. We have another student that just graduated from Cedar Shoals last May and is now already completing their basic training in the Air Force. They've gone on to their second certification to be a paratrooper. They stay back in contact with us almost on a weekly basis, and they're thriving and doing very well. We have lots of stories like that, but that's a couple to name a few.
How does it feel knowing that you're impacting not just these kids right now, but you're impacting their legacy?
So that is our goal, is to, at the end of the movie, when they're allowed to stay in our program up to 4 years, and when it's time for them to move out, we hope that we have given them the tools and the confidence to thrive and be productive citizens in society, and to learn how to work through their trauma. And that's our main goal. And we are a faith-based organization, so we also want to make sure that they have that faith as their center as well when they are struggling. That's very important to us. But we just, for every, it's hard to say, but for every 10 steps forward, sometimes it feels like it's 25 steps backwards, but
Mm.
they keep pushing forward and they keep pressing. And so when you see them cross that finish line, we're their biggest cheerleaders. We're behind them, just pushing them across the finish line. And mostly it's not because they don't want to do it. Sometimes they just don't know how, or they don't even believe in themselves. So to be able to see them thrive and move forward is success. It's all the success that we need. And not every student thrives in our program, unfortunately, but it's a game changer and we're making a big difference.
I can tell that that's pretty amazing. So, all right, last question. What is bringing you joy in your life right now?
Well, I have lots going on in my life. Like I mentioned earlier, I have 5 children. So I have an upcoming wedding on April
Oh,
the 4th that I'm super excited about. And then we just had our third grandbaby.
oh wow. That is very
And
exciting.
we have 2 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. And the third one was just born in January. So it's a lot going on between a wedding and grandbabies. It's really fun. And we also live on a farm. So we raise sheep and chickens and pigs. So if we're not busy with kids or grandkids, we're working with farm animals in our spare time.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So, well, Diane, this has been great information. I've loved learning about Lydia's Place. For anybody watching, I will put phone number and website information once this finishes live and we get it posted. But thank you again for your time and appreciate hearing more about this later.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.